Hello guys and welcome to Retrospective. Today we take a look back at Square's long lost fighting game, Bushido Blade 2. Now I'm quite excited to be doing a video on this game because I think this series was way ahead of its time and it was great single player or multiplayer. There was no life bars, just your character and your weapon. You get hit and you will most likely die. Now another good reason I have good nostalgic feels for Bushido Blade 2 is because it was never actually released in Australia. With the game's release in 1998 only in Japan and the US. The only way us bums from Australia or Europe could play was if you knew someone with a console from the US or Japan, or if you had a mod chip PS1 and could actually track down a version of the game. My first experience was at a friend's house who had a Japanese PlayStation and actually had the full Japanese version, and I was just blown away at how cool it was and how much better it looked than the first game. Bushido Blade 2 expands on some of the aspects of Bushido Blade 1, while limiting or removing some of the options that were available in the first one. The story mode is changed from one large connected level to a series of skirmishes, and each level is set on a different map. Just like any other fighting game really, I think there's 10 stages, and you got to win every stage to win the game. So this game takes place in the 13th century on the island of Konoshima in Japan, where two opposing clans, the Narukagami and the Shinto, are at war with each other. So the playable characters are chosen from those two clans, and you can select your weapon with swords or polearms as your options. So, let's have a look at some of the fighting, shall we? So, as we can see, the graphics aren't as pretty on the eye these days as what they were at the time of release. But this game is all about the gameplay mechanics. Disabling people. There was no life bars, it was a little bit of strategy and a little luck sometimes. And that was the joy of it. And what I'm quite surprised about is that there seems to be no games like Bushido Blade or Bushido Blade 2 now. I mean, sure there's games set in the same era, but there's no fighting games like this out anymore. And this is a game I would really love to see a reboot of, or a sequel or something, or someone pick up this ball and carry it on. So if there is a game like Bushido Blade, a modern one out there that someone's doing, please let me know because I want to check it out. Another thing this game had that was ahead of its time is it also had like a first person mode. Now, as we can see, I'm not 100% convinced that this feature was really ready to be put in the game. Every time I've tried to use it, it was clunky, and the wireframe was really off-putting. As we discussed at the start of the video, when you do story mode, you choose between one of the two clans, but one thing that was really noticeable with story mode was the English dub. It was quite interesting.
No. I've killed my father with my own hands. And probably my brother.
Anyway, overall, Bushido Blade 2 is a game I would recommend to go back and have a go of if you can find a way to play it. Dig it out and have a go. Enjoy the mechanics because there's nothing else like it around. And you just never get sick of stabbing ninjas in the guts. It's quite a rewarding experience. So it's that time of the video again, guys. My retrospective score for Bushido Blade 2 is a 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.